Dave Lammy. Dave Lammy. What I like about Dave, I don't know much about Dave Lammy. I've seen him on a video once talking about Windrush or something. You know, on his Facebook ones, where it's like, you know, the volume's not up and it's just got subtitles. I'm like, well, he's blatantly just saying some shit. Dave Lammy looks like, you know, an ex-footballer who let himself go, and he's got the name of an ex-footballer. Like, you know, like old school ex-footballers who would have a name like Dave Lammy. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's Dave Lammy. And he's from Tottenham as well. Well, he reps Tottenham. So, you know, that sounds definitely like an old school Tottenham fucking player's name, doesn't it? Dave Lammy. But Dave Lammy is upset with the people's princess, Stacy Dooley. Is Stacy Dooley the people's princess? Yes, she is. If those people are just avid BBC Three watchers. Stacy Dooley hits back at MP Lammy's comic relief white saviour criticism. Oh, well, no one likes a white saviour, do they? White saviour's been making a bit of a fucking been making some headway, hasn't it, as a saying recently. That's what they said about that Green Book film that won the Best Picture at the Oscars this week. They said, oh, it's the typical white saviour narrative thing. And I reckon Dave Lammy read that and went, oh, how can I, like, get in the newspapers? I know. You just say some racial shit. That's how you get news done. That's how you do it, mate. That's how you do it. You can criticize someone, or you could say something like, or say something racist. You're guaranteed to get press coverage. So there's some advice for you who want to make it famous real quick. You know, just do something like that. That's how it's done. So now look, how could you criticize? So obviously it's got something to do with her doing something for comic relief. All right. Now, you know, I've my own thoughts on comic relief, which I'll go into. But as far as Stacy Dooley goes, it's like, you know, you can't really criticize Stacy Dooley for much. Except that, you know, when she does her investigative, like, documentaries and stuff, she's kind of the wrong girl for the job. I don't know why they keep getting her. She'll just go to, like, you know, she'll go to a fucking, say it's a narco state, like Peru. She'll go, oh my God, this is bad. It's really bad. They're doing drugs, they're selling drugs, and it's bad. They kill people. That's really bad. It's like, that's the insight that you get from Stacy Dooley. No offense to her, but probably is, but you know, that's it. So what's he say? Stacy Dooley has challenged MP David Lammy after he said the world does not need any more white saviours. The world does not need any more white saviours. It's kind of a weird statement to say. I mean, obviously, I understand what he's getting at, but at the same time, just as a statement going, we don't need any more white saviours. Okay, well, do other people want to step up? You know, though, like, we don't need any more white saviours. Right, well, someone else step up then. You step up. Step up. Get George Weah to step up. He's president, Liberia now. Get him to step up. What are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? It's like we don't need like, yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. Yeah. The old, oh, I'm a celebrity. I've gone to Africa for a few days and I cry on film and boo hoo 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 and blah de blah de blah de blah. Yeah. I know. I'm kind of bored of it. You know, I was bored of it a long time ago. I've been seeing that since I was a kid. You know what I mean? But at the same time, just to say we don't need any more white saviors is just a statement. It's just a statement to drive traffic. That's all that is. It's a statement. It's attention seeking. Again, that's all that is. As far as I'm concerned, that's just like, oh, look at me, I said something. It's like, all right. Well, what do you? How about instead of saying what you don't want, say what you fucking do want? Because the problem is a lot of people who say these sort of throwaway statements about, especially when it's race baiting or all this stuff that you get at the moment, like going, no, you can't do that. No, we don't like that. No, don't do that. No, not that. It's like, well, okay, you don't want that. What is it that you What is it that you do? Like, what do you actually want? Maybe if you said what you wanted, we'd be able to accommodate and try and work out a solution. But it's never that, is it? It's just oh, I don't like this. Okay, what would be better then? So this followed her comic relief post from Africa on Instagram. Nothing like a bit of white saviour Instagram. She tweeted, David, is the issue with me being white? Genuine question, because if that's the case, you could always go over there and try and raise awareness. That's a fair comeback. Well done. That's all right, Stacy. Hey, not as dumb as I thought she was. Hey, that's not too bad. That's all right. She's posted images on Instagram of her holding a young Ugandan child. Oh, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than the white saviour holding the little poor black child. But look, he looks a bit chubby. He looks all right. What's wrong with him? Mr. Lammy said, this isn't personal and I don't question your good motives. Okay. Shall we question your good motives, David Lammy? Former Tottenham fullback that you may have been. I bet he had trials and he failed. I bet he had trials. All right. So right. This isn't personal and I don't question your good motives. So what is it you're questioning, Mr. Lammy? The Labour MP for Tottenham added, my problem with British celebrities being flown out by comic relief to make these films is that it sends a distorted image of Africa which perpetuates an old idea from the colonial era. An old idea from the colonial, what, that we need to go over there and make them better? Was that the colonial thing? What was the colonial idea? What was the idea of what was like? What did colonial? What was it? Well, you know, with any empire, you know, from like, you know, from the Ottoman Empire to the Roman Empire, the Persian Empire, the British Empire, Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan, the Irish Empire. What was the main goal? It was just to make everyone like them and fucking just boss it, rule the world, have power, have access to all the resources, and so on and so forth. Everyone's had an empire at some point, motherfucker. Like, everyone's had an empire. But so what was the old idea of that? So you go there, like the Romans came to the UK and looked at us and just went, you know, we didn't even wipe our asses. We literally just walked around covered in shit. You know, we were a dirty, filthy, scummy country. That's the fact. The Romans came here all pristine and clean, going, what, you don't even have baths, you fucking manky fucks. And, you know, they made us civilized. So is that what the colonial is that what you're talking about, colonial rule? Well, what is it? What is the colonial idea? Because I don't think we went over to save people. I don't think anyone. Maybe they thought, oh, you know, this is for our own good. We're going to make them better. And, you know, I'm just going to speak for the British experience of, like, the people that came over and colonized us over the centuries. Is that I think they did make us better. I mean, we should be grateful. All right, they did enslave us and rape our women and so forth, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, gift and the curse, we got some good shit out of it. Beautiful aqueducts everywhere. Go have a look. Love them. Now, the problem you could have with the whole comic relief thing is it's kind of, I mean, there's, you know, you could see it as being patronizing, yeah, for sure. It's also kind of narcissistic. Always be aware of, you know, beware of celebrities who, you know, tell you the charity that they're doing and put their face on it, and there's, you know, it's tax write-offs and it's good for your profile and it makes everyone think, oh, look how good you are, and yeah, there's a whole narcissistic and self-aggrandizing and serving thing to it. Now, you can criticize that for sure. You can criticize people's. I'd criticize the motives rather than the act. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's saying, oh, because what does he say? Look, this guy doesn't get it. This isn't personal. I don't question your motives. I'd question the motives, not the act. So what do you want? More black celebrities going over? What is it that you want? Now, there is a good point to say that, like, the image of Africa, because of especially comic relief, and Live Aid and shit. You know, it's been going on since the fucking 80s, right? And nothing's got better, has it? Let's be frank. Like, Africa's topsy-turvy. Like, you know, a few decades ago, Ivory Coast was one of the most sorted countries in Africa. Now it's like the most dangerous. I've been there when it was sorted. Like Kenya as well, really stable. Now, you know, not doing so good. Like, Africa's topsy-turvy, and it seems like all the money that gets pumped into Africa, like charitable money, doesn't seem to do it any good. What Africa needs, like anywhere, is investment. And people have raised this point before. It's like, you know, the thing is, it needs a better PR campaign, because you look at Africa, and that's the thing. And even that as a statement is weird when you just go, Africa. You're like, Africa. It's like, because all of Africa's fucked in everyone's mind. Well, Africa's just fucked. And then all you hear is just Africa, even though Africa's fucking massive, has a huge amount of diversity, like more genetic diversity than Europe does. Like, you know, you got all kinds of motherfuckers there. You got really skinny ones, really big ones, little ones. You got all kinds of motherfuckers. Like, Africa's really diverse. You know, it's a crazy big place with lots of, and you know, each country. I remember in the Ivory Coast, I said, well, what's the local dialect? And they're like, oh, there's like 60 different languages per tribe. And it's like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit going on there. But it's sort of all just boxed into the one, you know, Africa. I've been to Africa. Well, do you want to be a bit more fucking specific? It's like Asia. You know, Asia's even bigger. You know, I've been to Asia. You want to be a bit more specific, bitch? That's why I hate when they go, oh, are you from Europe? Like, oh, I'm going to Europe. It's like, you know, don't put us in with Europe, all right, motherfucker. This is GB, the Great Britain, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh, Brexit. Tommy Robinson. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being funny. But no, the point is, I don't know why I just did that. It's for your entertainment, isn't it? So why are you bitching? The point is, with Africa, it needs a better PR campaign, and people have said this. So if your constant thought about Africa is, you know, like the classic image, the skinniest fuck kid with a fly on his eyeball, you know, can you give £3 a month? This little boy needs to build a well. He's gonna die. It's literally like that. It's going, give some money to Africa, please. Again. Can you give some more? It's like, what? It's like chucking. It seems like it's chucking money down this never-ending well of despair, and you know, it's bad PR. Whereas like Africa needs fucking investment. That'd be the best way to do it. You know, instead of all that Live Aid money and the comic relief money just being, you know, saying we need to give them malaria jabs and we need grain and we need to build a well. It's always the same shit. It's like, all right, fair enough. Yes, that stuff is needed, but like, there's not like it's not a long-term solution, is it? Just to keep chucking money at a problem instead of like making that money make money. Like, you'd be better off giving the money to a fucking hedge fund manager, going, right, here's fucking 100 million that we just raised for comic relief. Right, now can you turn this into 300 billion for Africa? Like, yeah, I'll take 5%. You can get 5%. Boom! What you got? And then you could build stuff. You could just, you know, you could build industry. You know, I mean, I'm no fucking economist. I'm just thinking maybe that's a better idea than this whole just, let's just keep throwing, they need some malaria jabs. It's like, well, why don't we, you know, infrastructure, you know, when countries develop, they start to get rid of all the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, diseases start to die out and like stuff happens. You know, when you got dirty water and dirty shit, you know, the sewers in the streets and there's rubbish in the water and it's fucking just all polluted and blah, 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 because it's fucked and blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, you need to build it back up, and maybe that's just a better idea. But no one's going to want to invest in, let's face it, when you look at images of Africa from all these charities, you just go, well, that looks like Poo Town. I mean, it looks terrible. It must stink. I don't want to invest money in that. And that's not a good image, is it? I said this before about like everyone's having a go at Jack Dorsey when he went to Myanmar, but it's like, well, yeah, but like, you know, maybe if he gives it a more positive image, because no one's got a really good idea. You know, no one looks at fucking Myanmar, aka Burma, and goes, that looks like a good place to go. No one ever thought that, but you look at his photos going, hey, that looks okay. It's like Haiti. I seen this guy, can't can't remember the guy's name. He did a series when around Caribbean countries, and he went to this like part of Haiti. And it was paradise. It was absolute paradise. And it was like an abandoned beach. It was amazing. He's like, I can't believe this place is so amazing. He says, yeah, well, no one wants to invest in Haiti. You know, I mean, bad PR, and obviously there's some other problems in Haiti. So you know, like, but same as Africa. But like, you got to start somewhere, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the PR game is, they need a. So I understand the whole. If he says that, but not this, but he's just going after this classic left wing. Dave Lammy's doing this classic thing, colonial. Oh, you colonial. It's like, nah, you're missing the point. Comic relief misses the point. You seem to be missing the point. You know what I'm saying? Or does he? Well, maybe he goes on. What's he saying? Mr. Lammy also appeared on BBC Two's Victoria Derbyshire programme. Oh, that's a hoot, isn't it? I bet. Saying charity is a good thing. All of us understand that, but how we do charity is important. Comic relief is a 20-year-old formula that asks comedians to perform and send celebrities, most often white. Like, look, if you want to look, motherfucker, if you want to like get people on board and just make a point, don't start using this crazy far left rhetoric of this whole thing of like fucking, and they're white as well. It's like, I don't fucking care what. Like, who gives a fuck? You fucking nut job. Out to Africa, and the image evokes of lots of the ethnic minorities in Britain, a colonial image of a white, beautiful heroine holding a black child with no agency, no parents in sight. It's like, all right, yeah, you can see that. All right, fair enough. Saying, look at me with this little black baby, I saved its life. Like, yeah, I mean, fair enough, but like, yeah, I can see where you can get that from. So the charity is doing very little to educate the public, he added, talking about the emerging middle class in Africa. Yeah, well, on the one hand, if you're raising charity money and you say, well, there's this emerging middle class, and there's this huge, and there's disparity between the rich and the poor. Do you think anyone's going to want to give money? Going, well, why aren't they fucking giving money to the poor? Why is it us? Do you not know how to fucking run a charity campaign? You gutless fuck. He said Dooley has done some fantastic journalism, but the image she wants to promote is her as heroine and black child is victim. Right, okay. Yeah, okay. Her as a heroine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well then you are questioning her fucking... You said, I'm not questioning your motives, but now you are questioning her motives, as you should have done in the first place. Like, fucking politicians, man. Just look, be consistent with what you're saying. First saying, I'm not questioning your motives. Saying, oh, but I think you're there to look like the heroine. All right, well, you are questioning her fucking motives. And if you are, just fucking say it, you fucking pussy. Like, if she wants to promote her as a heroine and the black child as a victim, it's like, black child as a victim. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but who else is painting black children as victims? It's not just... Where does victim culture come from? Where does the victim narrative come from? I'd ask you that. Just ask yourself, who created the victim narrative? Who made that a thing? Who made that a thing? And how many people swan around acting like they are the white hero or the white heroine, trying to save black people, and ask them, who do they support? And who do they align themselves with? You, motherfucker! You and your party! And your fucking Jeremy Corbyn! That's your thing! You're fucking crazy! That's your gig, man. These are your people. You're all the same. I don't see colour when it comes to bullshit, motherfucker. This is all your people. All your fucking loony left-wing people. Like, that, you do that stuff. You created it. So why are you having a go at her? You're like allies. The whole victim thing is like, yeah, but on the other hand, you got to look at like kids in very depressed areas, people living in in abject poverty. You got to think, well, what are they not? Well, maybe they're not victims. Then what are they then? So do they not need saving? Do they not need help? Like, what are you trying to do? What's your solution? So So Mr. Lammy added that he thought Comic Relief founder Richard Curtis should use the platform responsibly. Now, obviously, we don't know what the full interview of what he said. So maybe he did say something of merit. Maybe he did. Or maybe he didn't. Who fucking knows? He's like, you should use it responsibly. Well, tell him how. Like, you're a politician. You're supposed to be a fucking ideas person. You know? Come on. How's it going to be done? Current Relief said in a statement, "We are really grateful that Stacy Dooley, an award-winning and internationally acclaimed documentary maker, fucking please, agreed to go to Uganda to discover more about projects the British people have funded there and make no apologies for this. She has filmed and reported on challenging issues all over the world, helping to put a much-needed spotlight on issues that affect people's lives. In a film, people working with or supported by Current Relief projects tell their own stories in their own words. We previously asked David Lammy if he would like to work with us to make a film in Africa, and he has not responded. The offer is still open." That's a good call. Last year, Mr. Lammy said in a BBC video that African people were equals to be respected, not as victims to be pitied. Okay, but like I said, equals to be respected. Fair enough, but who creates the fucking victim narrative? Who makes the victim stuff? Who does the victim preaching? Who does this victim shit? Ask yourself. Because the BBC and your crew are like kind of the sort of the fucking singing from the same hymn sheet. So I don't know what the fuck you're going on about. You're part of this problem. So look within yourself and within what you represent. Also, I would say, because you're part of the same fucking crew, mate. What are you talking about? You're nuts, mate. Right, in 2017, Ed Sheeran... Oh, yeah, that was... Video from Africa for Current Relief was handed a Rusty Radiator Award, given to the most offensive and stereotypical fundraising video of the year. That's a really fucking niche award ceremony. That's fucking niche. Current Relief chief Liz Warner told The Guardian earlier that year that films for comic and sport relief would depict people talking in the first person in their own videos, with local heroes and local heroines talking to us about the work they're doing. She said the award for Sheeran's video rightly challenges organisations like Comic Relief to be as responsible, fresh and relevant as possible when conveying our issues. What do you think? I mean, what do you think Dave Lammy? What do you think old Lammy's going to be like if David Lammy goes out to fucking, some of the the most impoverished parts of African countries like Uganda? How do you think he's going to act? He's going to be we are equal, we're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Is that what he's going to be? There is no difference between you and me, my friend. We are equals. It's yeah, well, yeah, motherfucker, if we're equals, why am I living in shit? And why are you an MP? Because you're an idiot. Yeah, that's what might happen. I don't know. Maybe. But look, I mean, he's kind of... I mean, I'd have to see the rest of the interview to work it out. But I don't care enough to fucking watch it, so boo to him. But it's just he's been very vague. It's just being vague and just throwing out buzzwords and just race baiting and fucking and just saying stuff to get attention when he's just another fucking... He's just a basic politician, isn't it? With a shit suit. Yes. And Stacy Dooley is terrible documentary maker. So there you go, match made in heaven. Two idiots having a go at each other. Fantastic.